Hi everyone, here is AhkTaar and welcome back for another hero guide, and this time I'm gonna talk about Quinlan. So Quinlan, in my opinion, is one of the best hero in the game if you have exclusives on him. Otherwise, he is gonna be interesting but not broken as he is with exclusives. So he is a legendary hero, an attacker with the blue mark and from the Eternal Sect. If you have exclusives on him, then he becomes the best hero to bring in the blue mark tower to try to beat the entire tower. If you don't have him, maybe it's gonna be really difficult to beat the tower. Or maybe you can try to take Nita, the mythic hero with poisons, otherwise it's gonna be really hard, trust me, hard to beat the blue mark tower without him. So let's talk about his kit. He is pretty unique because this hero doesn't require a lot of speed, because if you have less speed than enemies, then with his passive you're gonna inflict an HP burning on them at the beginning of the wave. So this is really important, to have less speed than enemies. And also he's gonna deal more HP burning on enemies that are under freeze status. But it's nice because using his ultimate he's gonna deal an AoE attack and freeze enemies. Also, using this skill, he is gonna deal some direct damage based on his mastery, because it is gonna simulate the damage of HP burnings, and so he can deal a lot of damage using his ultimate. Even if you don't apply an HP burning on them with the third exclusive, he is still gonna do an incredibly great job using this skill. AoE attack, freeze on all enemies, HP burning on them if you have the third exclusive, otherwise you're gonna deal a lot of damage thanks to this skill. Pretty insane. So both these skills are great, and this one is also really interesting. You have to be careful using it because you are gonna sacrifice 20% of his max HP in order to deal 2 stages of damage to enemies, to deal damages based on HP burning damage. And also you have some chance to freeze if you have the first exclusive here, and so it's pretty interesting. Then the basic attack, you have some chance to freeze the target. It's a single target attack, same as this one, it's a single target one, and you can also freeze the enemy and apply an HP burning with this skill. And it's pretty interesting to know that, because if you use him with Catherine or Ben Austin, the mythic hero right here, then they do a pretty insane combo. You can inflict more HP burning using the basic attack, the pursuit of Ben Austin, the counter attacks of Catherine. So it's gonna be insane. So let's talk more in depth about the exclusives. If you have the first one, you have some chance to freeze the target using the second skill, and the chance increased if the targets are under HP burning status. If you have the second exclusive, it's one of the best on him, or maybe the best on him, because you will get 10% turn meta bonus at the beginning of the wave for every enemy with higher speed than him. This is the reason why you don't want to have a lot of speed on him. If you are slowest than enemies, all enemies faster than your Quinlan will get an HP burning on them without exclusive, and with the first exclusive, Quinlan is gonna get 10% turn meta boost. And so if you use him in dungeon or in arena, for example, he is gonna play every time before enemies thanks to this second exclusive without the need of a lot of speed on him, and this is just insane. So you have to concentrate your efforts, your stats on HP, effect hits, and mastery in order to increase his potential. And then the last exclusive will allow you to inflict an HP burning using the ultimate, and so this is pretty insane. So now let's talk about his stats. This is what I have on mine. I have a lot of stats because mine is exclusive 5, but this is what you want to try to focus. First, you want to increase his effect hit in order to be sure to apply the debuff to control enemies, etc. Mine is not super well built, because I would rather increase my effect hit instead of my mastery, but I'm also using a hero that can reduce the effect resistance of enemies, and this is why I don't have a lot of effect hit on him. Otherwise, I would recommend to build a higher effect hit and a lower mastery here. But the mastery increase the damage you are gonna deal with dots and so HP burnings. So this is what I recommend: effect hit first, mastery then, and HP in last stats. You don't need speed and other stats. This is the gear I am using on him, so let me show you. I'm gonna push myself so you can have a look to the stats. As you can see, I have a plus 12 boots because mine is exclusive 5, and when you increase exclusive 4, exclusive 5, you get some speed bonus, and I want him to be slowest than all enemies, and so I nerfed my boots in order to make him slowest than enemies. But otherwise you can use plus 16 boots. Okay, I have a plus 12 equipment here. I'm gonna try to increase it. Okay, defense, that's not a great stat for him. So this is my gear on him. I have no forge set, only mastery set. You can use HP set if you want to increase his tankiness and his dot damage. HP are gonna increase the limitation of the HP burning damage, so it's great on HP burning heroes. You can use effect hit, so he will land more often his debuffs. You can use the mastery sets to increase his dot damage. The best set I recommend to have on him is this one. It's a forge one. It increases his max HP and mastery, and also this one that increases his mastery and effect hit. I would prefer to forge this one instead of this one because HP and mastery is for HP burnings only, but mastery and effect hits can be used on every daughter in the game, so I really prefer and recommend to forge this one instead. This is the best set you can put on him. So that was all for the stuff. So now let's have a look to my gear to show an example. Here I'm using only mastery set with a lot of effect hit, mastery and HP in substat. This is everything you want in substat. Then this is the armor with a lot of effect hit and mastery, crit damage, healing effect are useless on him. Then I have this with mastery, attack and healing effect are not needed. Here effect hit, speed is not needed on him, so this one is not that great. I would prefer to have one with effect hit, more mastery and HP instead. Then this is the artifact. Here on all daughters I recommend to use a mastery one. It's the best way to increase the damage of your daughters. So here I have mastery, effect hit, resistance, attack are not great, but I have some HP flat and this is interesting on him. Then I have an effect hit one, and same comment as the previous artifact. I recommend to use an effect hit one here on all your daughters. This is the best way to increase your effect hit in the game, so it's the best thing to do. Then I have some HP rate, which is pretty nice, and effect rate and defense rate is not that great. And finally, on the last one, I'm using an HP one. If you lack some speed early game on your hero, you can use a speed one instead. But if you have a lot of speed with other gear, such in my case, this is my case, I'm using an HP one and with mastery, effect hit, and I also have some speed here. Attack rate and speed are not great on him. I would prefer to have more mastery, effect hit, and more HP rate here. So then I'm using these emblems on him. Let me push myself back here. So everything that can increase his dot damage here, as you can see, and mastery, it doesn't matter which one you want to use here, it's not gonna increase his stats. But I prefer using this one because if I use him with some other heroes, he is a DPS. Some heroes require to have more attack than others in order to proc some specific effects. For example, Ben Austin is gonna make the highest attacker in your team pursue the target, so you want him to have a lot of attack, but otherwise it doesn't really matter. And then I have some defense on him, but you can use something else on him. For example, let me buy this. I'm gonna put the same as before right here. Let me check. This is direct damage. What did I use here? Okay, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna use this dot damage mastery. Okay, and this also. And then you can try to use this one instead. If you need effect hit on, or if you need HP, I'm gonna increase his HP, so he will benefit from that. You can put this to reduce his damage when he has a shield. You can increase his effect hit on the first turn, which is pretty interesting for many contents. You can use, I don't recommend to use this, or maybe yeah, you can use this. It's gonna increase his speed every time he's gonna inflict a debuff on enemies, so it's pretty nice during the fight. You can try to use this one in order to be sure to get his cooldown more often. It's an interesting one. And finally, not this one because he's not gonna get a lot of speed, but you can use maybe this one. And I missed one. I'm gonna put this one on him, so he's gonna deal more damage. So it doesn't really matter. You can use this one or you can use this one on him. It's gonna do the same job, because here you are gonna be more tanky and get more tenacity, so you won't take a lot of crit damage. And this one you are gonna heal if you take too much damage at once, but this one will also work because you will be more tanky thanks to the HP and deal more damage thanks to the HP. You will have more effect hit, more speed, more cooldowns, and take less damage when you have a shield. So both of them are great. And now let's talk about the aura to put on him. I'm using at the moment this blue aura. This is the one I recommend to use on every daughter, especially early game. But if you have more runes, you can try to put this one on him. It will increase his max HP, and the effect will be halved bonus. You will get a 50% more HP in Dwarven Ruins to farm gear. It's gonna be better. This one is great, and also purples have more stats than blue ones, but cost more to increase. But the best aura on him is a legendary one, and it's this one here, because you get HP and effect hit bonuses, and it's a legendary one, so you will get way more stats with that. So if you can afford it, I recommend you to build it, to use it on your heroes. So now it's time to show you some gameplay. First of all, let's talk about the arena, because in my opinion it's one of the best heroes to use in the arena, but against some specific enemies. For example, I'm gonna try to use him on this here, against this team. You are gonna see that it's interesting, but it can be dangerous. So let's try maybe to use this. I'm not sure about using Nicholas. Let's try with Lucia instead. So here, did you see, he got a 50% turn meta boost thanks to his passive, because he has the second exclusive on him, and all enemies have an HP burning on them. Just him doesn't have any on him because he has a lot of resistance, and so he didn't take the HP burning. So now I'm gonna increase my turn meta. He is gonna play, and I am gonna freeze Catherine and Ben Austin normally if I have enough effect hit on him, and then my Ben Austin is gonna play, and yeah, just look at this. Look at the damage he is gonna deal. Okay, so as you can see, enemies are frozen, and they took 1 extra HP burning thanks to the exclusive 3, and they took a lot of direct damage based on his HP burning damage, and this is why this hero is pretty interesting. So now let me do this in order to try to kill Catherine. So all my heroes are gonna pursue. I have an extra HP burning on her, and now I'm gonna buff myself with Elik. Catherine is still alive thanks to this hero because he cleansed her, but it's okay. I'm gonna try to inflict some more bleeds on her. Okay, Lucifer is doing his Lucifer job, so he killed my Lucia. So I'm not sure to win this fight, but maybe I will. Because as you can see, Catherine has a lot of debuffs on her, so maybe I can try to kill her. I'm not gonna use this skill, I'm gonna keep this for the next turn. Because normally she has enough dots to die. So now I'm gonna do the same, the pursuit on Lucifer to inflict more dots on him. As you can see, she died, and now I'm gonna focus Lucifer. He is the only threat now. So he's gonna take some more damage, and now I can focus other heroes. So I am gonna focus Space first. Did you see the damage? You don't need exclusive to deal this amount of damage with the second skill, but you have to sacrifice 25% HP, but if you have healers behind that or a shield, then you're gonna be safe. So now only Pauline is gonna remain, so I'm gonna focus him. And it should be okay. And the fight is over. So I really recommend to use Quinlan. He is an amazing hero. So now let's have a look in dungeon. I'm gonna show you the team I am using currently. We have an event on Nejia. So let's try with the team I am using. So let me take it. Let me select it. This is the team I am using. So I have Quinlan with Hezonja, and you are gonna understand why it is important to use him with Hezonja, even if you don't have exclusives on him. Because at the beginning of the wave, he is gonna apply an HP burning on all enemies, as you can see right here. He is gonna play first, so let me do it in auto. Look at the damage. He inflicted an extra HP burning on them, and so they are dying. Heroes support such as Pauline, for example. Pauline, Tuck, a Nordak exclusive 2, etc. are really interesting to use with Quinlan because they apply a buff that increases the max HP of your heroes, and so they can deal more damage. Okay, so I lost Quinlan. This is not great for the demonstration of this video, but still, as you saw, he helped me a lot to clear waves. And now, normally it should still do the job with the heroes I have. But it wasn't a great example. So, Nejia is taking a lot of damage, but my heroes too. Am I gonna win this one? Normally I should win this one. Even if I don't have Quinlan. But it would have been better to showcase Quinlan, but you know, it happens. HP burnings are still the best damage source in the game at the moment, so yeah, Quinlan is great thanks to that. Okay, the boss is gonna die on the next turn. So then I'm gonna show you another kind of content. So Quinlan is great in here, but normally he does not die, so he does better than that. But let's have a look to this here, because it is the new kind of content we have. And if you use him, for example, with this kind of team, where it is, and with Hezonja, then it's gonna be great. Because he is gonna play first. As you can see, he plays first in my team, and he can freeze enemies. And then I can do that, for example. He's gonna pursue the target. Okay, he missed the freeze, but it's okay. Let's do that. Thanks to him, all enemies are frozen, almost. Only one is not controlled. And now the combo with him and Hezonja is just huge. Look at this. The damage inflicted on enemies. And these are the hardest enemies in the game at the moment. Level 360 is pretty huge. And I can just do that. Look at the damage. They are taking a really high amount of damage. So yeah, this hero is pretty insane. If you have him, maybe you can put your legendary exclusives on him first until you have the 3 ones on him, instead of switching to another hero. He becomes such a great hero when he has exclusives that if you have Ezonia, maybe it's better to put at least one eye on him, one exclusive on him, and then focus on Quinlan. In my opinion, he is maybe the second best hero in the game after Ezonia, so if you have him, try to build him. So that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye!
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.